Greetings fellow cultivators. Welcome to Audio Nova. Remember to like and subscribe to support the journey. Today, we're diving into the story of what's the point of cultivating immortality if you don't have money. Just as Bai Zhenjun was looking at her phone in confusion, the ground suddenly trembled violently, as if a giant beast had slammed into the earth, threatening to shake Bai Zhenjun off her feet. A heart-pounding sense of threat surged through her, making the hairs on her body stand on end. Her lightning magic power instinctively surged out, transforming into streaks of lightning that enveloped her entire body. The next moment, accompanied by a loud bang, a strong wind swept through, causing Bai Zhenjun's long hair to whip around wildly. She turned her head and looked in the direction of the loud noise, seeing a multi-story apartment building suddenly pierced by a dazzling flash of fire. In the violent explosion, the entire building instantly collapsed and shattered, raising a cloud of dust that completely engulfed Bai Zhenjun. In the violent tremor, like a major earthquake, Bai Zhenjun only felt the ground beneath her feet rippling, like waves. What happened? Watching the entire apartment building crumble before her eyes, Bai Zhenjun's mind seemed to go blank for a moment. Are you? Her body flashed, and she wanted to rush towards the collapsed building, but the next moment, a second wave of explosion suddenly erupted, and a visible shockwave swept towards her. With all her muscles and magic power working simultaneously, streaks of lightning shot into the sky. Bai Zhenjun desperately resisted the shockwave, trying to open her eyes wide, staring intently in the direction of the explosion. As the shockwave roared, the dust that had filled the sky was completely blown away, revealing the apartment building that had been reduced to ruins. Watching this scene, Bai Zhenjun felt a sharp pang in her heart, and a suffocating sensation surged within her. Just then, two voices came from the side. A male voice said, "Rebel search complete, no living bodies found." Another female voice said, "Why was the other one outside the building?" "Never mind, I'll handle it. You deal with the rubble, and bury it later." Bai Zhenjun turned her head, and saw a man and a woman slowly walking towards her. The woman had white hair, and her limbs, chest, and abdomen were made of some kind of jade-like magic bones, with runes flickering inside. Bai Zhenjun's eyes narrowed slightly. Just the multiple magic bones on the other party indicated that they had at least been at the foundation establishment stage for many years. The words coming from the other party also made Bai Zhenjun instantly realize that the building's explosion was not an accident, but that someone was targeting them. "Hey!" Bai Zhenjun stared intently at the two of them. "What do you mean by no living bodies found?" The other party clearly had no intention of answering. But looking at the collapsed building ruins before her, the answer seemed obvious. "Yuzi." Bai Zhenjun clenched her fists, feeling as if the whole world had turned gray. She murmured in her heart, "I had already sunk into the bottomless darkness. It was Yuzi who stayed with me, and climbed out with me. It wasn't easy to get this far. My best friend in the world, Yuzi, who makes me call him dad every day. If it weren't for staying with me, he could have entered the Myriad Law University with my sister 2 years ago." Zhang Yu's figure kept appearing in Bai Zhenjun's mind. Every word he said, every single character, seemed to flash in her heart. "Zhen, let's aim for the top 10 together. This is your spiritual route, let's call it Zhenjun spiritual route. Sister, is there really no way to take Zhen with you? If I stay, do you think Zhen and I can take the normal route and get into the top 10? Just like you, sister? We still have to pursue master's and doctoral degrees, break through to Golden Core, and nascent soul together, and enter the Myriad Law sect together." Bai Zhenjun's body gradually began to tremble. The green lotus mark on her lower abdomen flickered continuously, and the true spiritual route in her dantian transformed into a green lotus slowly unfolding. "These 3 years spent with Xiong have been the happiest 3 years of my life. He is my best friend in the world." At this moment, a powerful emotion surged in Bai Zhenjun's heart, an emotion she had never felt since birth. An emotion that surpassed her previous desires to survive, to get into the top 10, to get a foundation establishment certificate. An unprecedented, extreme emotion that surpassed all her thoughts since birth, poured out from her will like a floodgate opening. "I will kill you all." Facing Bai Zhenjun's murderous gaze, the man and woman opposite them didn't seem to care. As foundation establishment cultivators who had been stuck on the first floor for many years, even without the absolute advantage in how heart, magic power, and magic bones, their level 20 physical strength alone was enough to crush Bai Zhenjin, who had just entered Foundation establishment less than a year ago. And today, they came here only because of a commission from the Oasis Group to eliminate Xiong, Yu, and Bai Zhenjin. Although this commission carried some risk for them, who had been lingering on the first floor for a long time and were about to exhaust their Foundation establishment lifespan, any opportunity to go up was worth the risk. After all, they didn't have many years left to live. With a bang, accompanied by waves of air, the female cultivator had already shot towards Bai Zhenjin's location. But the next moment, her face suddenly changed drastically. As streaks of green lotus phantoms unfolded behind Bai Zhenjin, the spiritual energy between heaven and earth seemed to go out of control, surging towards Bai Zhenjin. Even the two peak Foundation establishment cultivators, the man and woman, couldn't sense any spiritual energy at this moment. The female cultivator roared in her heart, Is this a divine spiritual root? The divine spiritual root, surpassing human, earth, and heaven spiritual roots, is strictly controlled by the 10 major sects and is absolutely not allowed to appear among the populace. It is considered by many cultivators to be a military-grade power. In the understanding of most cultivators, at the same realm, unless they also possess military-grade power, the probability of winning is 0. The female cultivator gritted her teeth and instantly channeled all her magic power full power. Let's kill her together. In her opinion, Bai Zhenjin had broken through to Foundation establishment too recently, and there might still be a chance if the two of them joined forces with all their might. But the next moment, she noticed the male cultivator's figure flash, disappearing into the night sky, having directly fled. Damn it. Just as she hesitated for a fraction of a second, debating whether to run or fight, Bai Zhenjin's figure in front of her had already dissipated into the air like a puff of smoke. The next moment, streaks of lightning sword light constantly flashed in the air, fiercely slashing towards the female cultivator's body. After dodging several lightning swords, the female cultivator's face became increasingly grim. Unable to sense the other party, unable to touch the other party, and even area of effect counterattacks around her seemed to not touch the other party. The other party seemed to be in a different space from her. Only the other party could attack her, while she couldn't attack the other party at all. Divine spiritual root. The expression on the female cultivator's face became increasingly ugly. After only a few seconds of fighting, she had already developed the intention to retreat. However, at this moment, streaks of light pillars fell from the sky, surrounding the area within 1,000 meters like a prison. More than 10 minutes later, as rescue vehicles arrived one after another, the rebel was gradually dug up, and one body after another was carried out. The man in charge of the rescue work at the scene looked at the true person Xinghe beside him, and said cautiously, "True person, please accept my condolences." True person Xinghe said indifferently, "Do you think he's dead?" After 8 months of guidance, true person Xinghe dared to say that he was the one who understood Zhang Yu's body the most in this world, besides Zhang Yu himself. He knew him better than any of Zhang Yu's past teachers, any of his classmates, and even better than Bai Zhenjin and Yu Xing'an. He believed that the body with extraordinary resistance to attacks and terrifying self-healing ability would never die easily. Hearing true person Xinghuo's question, the man was slightly stunned, looking at the ruins in front of him and thinking, how can he not be dead? Even if he's not dead, he's mostly crippled. God knows how much it will cost to treat him, and his immortal path potential is completely ruined. Alas, to encounter such a thing just a month before the college entrance examination. Thinking of this, the man's face was full of regret. Just then, he saw true person Xinghe take a step forward, and the next moment, surging martial arts energy burst out, instantly flipping over layers of rubble, revealing a large number of bodies within. True person Xinghe walked in and emerged, after a while, holding a bloody, human-shaped figure. Voices came from the surroundings. Is that Zhang Yu? Alas, what a pity. Just then, they heard true person Xinghe say indifferently, he's not dead yet. Get the doctors over here. Looking at Zhang Yu in front of him, true person Xinghe, who was extremely knowledgeable about various martial arts techniques, narrowed his eyes slightly and made a judgment. He thought to himself, is it the suspended animation state of the endless spring and autumn meditation? This kid has indeed pushed this body refining technique to level 20. It's only been 8 months since he obtained this technique, right? At the same time, although he didn't carefully examine the other party's physical body, true person Xinghe could vaguely sense an undying will in the other party's heart, like a burning ember, conveying a will to survive. He thought to himself, it seems that under this crisis, Zhang Yu has made another breakthrough in his mental cultivation method. Even with severe physical injuries and unconsciousness, entering the suspended animation state of the endless spring and autumn meditation, he can still maintain the operation of his mental cultivation method like an instinct. This is already a higher level than the usual state of splitting his attention and constantly running the mental cultivation method. So, under the confused, strange, and puzzled gazes of everyone, several doctors came to Zhang Yu's side at true person Xinghuo's command. Multiple comminuted fractures throughout the body, spinal fracture and dislocation. More than 80% of the body's surface muscles are severely crushed. Cranial injury. Kidney failure. But initially, they also thought that Zhang Yu in front of them had no signs of life, but after a check, the doctors' faces gradually showed a hint of surprise. It seems he's really still alive. Try administering medication. The wounds are healing on their own. The medication is working so fast. What astonishing vitality. Under the shocked gazes of the many doctors, the wounds on Zhang Yu's body quickly began to heal. Streaks of flesh and blood, as if they had their own will, actively closed and intertwined, constantly accelerating the healing of his injuries. Several days later, inside the hospital, Zhang Yu suddenly sat up from the hospital bed, then looked blankly at the spotless ward in front of him. Beside the bed, true person Xinghuo's voice came over, I thought you'd be waking up about today, but it's a bit faster than I expected. Zhang Yu abruptly turned his head, looked at true person Xinghe beside him, and murmured I. The next moment, he rubbed his head, feeling a sharp pain in his brain. Hiss. Countless images flashed through Zhang Yu's mind, and he gradually remembered what had happened. Explosion. And then the building suddenly collapsed. I wanted to jump from the window to the building next door, but someone pushed me back. Then, building materials rained down. Zhang Yu remembered that he had desperately resisted with the formless cloud, gong, and the nine heavens Ezra's sky force, and after being buried, he had actively entered the suspended animation state of the spring-autumn endless meditation, and tried his best to maintain the remnant bull sacrificing body art. He didn't think about anything, didn't consider anything, only felt that he was maintaining the growth of flesh and blood in a dark world of consciousness. The next moment, Jiang Yu suddenly reacted, what about Azhen? How is Azhen? True person Xinghe looked at Zhang Yu with a complicated expression, and said, don't worry, she's fine. Zhang Yu breathed a sigh of relief, and said, did the righteous God arrive in time? Did they catch the person who attacked me? He said with murderous intent, who on earth attacked me? I want them to pay until they die. True person Xinghe said to Foundation establishment cultivators who were about to die. They blocked the network near the apartment building, and used disguised data to make the righteous God, temporarily, believe that everything was normal in the area. Jiang Yu asked, were they caught? True person Xinghe said indifferently, the people committed suicide before being caught, and all their property was laundered before they committed suicide. Obviously, they were prepared for the failure of the mission. As for the people behind them, according to the clues that Deng Bingding has currently investigated, it may be Wang Yin of the Oasis group. Zhang Yu's eyes narrowed at him again. True person Xinghe said indifferently, however, his actions this time violated taboos, especially since you have already negotiated terms with Wanfa University and are a promised talent. This kind of action before the college entrance examination is too bad. The bodies and souls of hundreds of related personnel have been dealt with, and the Oasis group above has also paid a large fine. Wang Yin should not dare to use this method to deal with you again in the future. Zhang Yu said coldly, will he use other methods? True person Xinghe said, normal, academic, competition, and business competition, of course, no one will care. True person Xinghe thought to himself, but is it really just Wang Yin to deal with Zhang Yu, and by Zhen Jin, willing to pay such a big price? Did Wang Yin also realize the potential of the two, in order to eliminate future troubles in advance? Or is it Netherworld University, or even Netherworld Palace? Is there someone who, like me, has noticed Zhang Yu's extraordinary qualities? So they want to kill this future genius student of Wanfa University in advance. True person Xinghe couldn't be sure, and could only temporarily keep this guess in his heart. Anyway, Zhang Yu will go to Wanfa University in a month. Once he enters Wanfa University, there is no need to worry about the pressure from Netherworld University. As for the remaining month, he decided to spend more time with Zhang Yu, both to protect him, and to take advantage of the last time, to further guide him. Just then, Zhang Yu looked at his phone and said, "Why can't I get through to Azhan's phone?" True person Xinghe was silent for a moment, and finally said Azhan awakened her divine, spiritual, root, in the process of fighting those to Foundation establishment cultivators. It was also because of the appearance of the divine spiritual route that attracted the righteous God to arrive early. Hearing this, Zhang Yu's face changed drastically, and he thought, damn it. Azhan usually suppresses her true, spiritual route, and doesn't let it evolve. She must have been forced to release her true spiritual route by those two guys. Zhang Yu looked anxiously at true person Xinghe and asked, then what happened to Azhan later? Looking at Zhang Yu's change in expression, true person Xinghe estimated that Zhang Yu had long known the secret of Bai Zhenjian's spiritual root. Whenever he thought of this, true person Xinghe couldn't help but sigh. I didn't expect that these two disciples I guided are really more surprising than the other. I thought that Zhang Yu's physique, which resembled a martial Tao holy body, was already a rare genius I would encounter in my life. But I didn't expect Bai Zhenjian to be even more terrifying, actually having a natural evolving spiritual root, and it even evolved into a divine spiritual root. Her talent is even above Zhang Yu's. However, true person Xinghe knew that now was not the time to say this. After hearing Zhang Yu's question, he replied she was taken away by the righteous God. But you don't have to worry. According to Deng Bingding, Bai Zhenjian is currently fine. Instead, she was protected by the Seven Emotions Divine Lord of Heavenly Sword University. In the future, she should join Heavenly Sword University and become a disciple of the Seven Emotions Divine Lord. True person Xinghe explained the Seven Emotions Divine Lord is a transformation god, sword, immortal, who has always wanted to find a successor for the extreme emotion sword Dao. It is said that he greatly appreciated Bai Zhenjian during the Foundation establishment examination. Zhang Yu was slightly stunned when he heard this, and thought, Deng Bingding seemed to have said that during the initial Dao heart test, a certain big figure above was quite satisfied with Azhan's performance in the illusion, which is why he gave Azhan, who was not the first place at the time, an interest-free loan. Could it be the Seven Emotions Divine Lord? Can this transformation god sword immortal? See the content of the Foundation establishment examination. Zhang Yu also thought of the fact that Heavenly Sword University gave Azhan the best admission conditions when the top 10 gave their conditions before. True person Xinghe continued to comfort him. Even if it is a divine spiritual root, Azhan has already established her foundation, after all. Forcibly taking out the divine spiritual root would be useless. Now, being cultivated by the transformation god divine lord of Heavenly Sword University is actually a good thing. Zhang Yu nodded slightly. Although he was still a little worried, he knew that he couldn't change anything at the moment. Is she still on the first floor? Then can I go see her? Real person Xinghe shook his head. She will go to the second level, after the college entrance examination. But her current security level is extremely high, and no one can see her. But don't worry, as long as you all enter the second level in the future, and go to university, you will always have a chance to meet. Looking at Zhang Yu's slightly relieved look, real person Xinghe sighed secretly, in his heart, although, after the divine spiritual root is used for foundation building, it will be useless if it is taken out again. But it is not like there is no way to refine the root and the person into a Dharma skeleton. However, real person Xinghe was not sure whether this Lord of Seven Emotions would do this, so he didn't want to say it and make Zhang Yu feel annoyed. Besides this, he also thought of another problem. Alas, I didn't expect that I also missed it. Bai Zhenjian's aptitude is far superior to Zhang Yu's. Now that she possesses a divine spiritual route and has become a disciple of the transformation god Lord, if the Lord of Seven Emotions really wants to train her, I am afraid that after entering university, the gap between Bai Zhenjian and Zhang Yu's cultivation will rapidly widen, and the distance between the two in terms of ranking, wealth, and status will also become greater and greater. Looking at Zhang Yu in front of him, real person Xinghe thought, even if they are close friends in high school, I am afraid that their relationship will eventually gradually deteriorate. Real person Xinghe had seen too many similar things, but he knew that it was useless to say anything to Zhang Yu at this moment. In the end, all of this could only be felt, and gradually digested, by the person involved. At this moment, Zhang Yu climbed up from the hospital bed, twisting his body, and doing the movements of the endless spring and autumn meditation, while saying, "Master, I feel that my body is almost recovered now. Can we start training directly?" At this moment, Zhang Yu's eyes were full of fighting spirit, as if burning with endless desire for power and cultivation. Real person Xinghe nodded. "You are indeed almost recovered, so let's go. Don't exercise here and affect other patients." In the following month, in addition to breathing exercises in the spiritual veins, real person Xinghe guided Zhang Yu in hard training, almost day and night. Especially feeling Zhang Yu's inner hunger for the immortal path and cultivation, real person Xinghe became even more enthusiastic in his guidance. Yu Xingyan also participated from time to time, jointly receiving real person Xinghuo's hellish training. The latest and most complete novels are available at 69 Bookstore. At the same time, in a certain spiritual vein on the first level, Bai Zhenjin, who was breathing, suddenly opened her eyes and looked at Deng Bingding in front of her, saying, "Deng Yurshin, can you trouble me to bring a message to Jiang Yu?" Deng Bingding smiled slightly. "No problem, what message do you want to bring?" Looking at Bai Zhenjin in front of him, Deng Bingding sighed secretly. In his heart, it's actually an evolving spiritual root. It's already a divine spiritual root now. Won't it be able to evolve into an immortal spiritual root in the future? Isn't that a true sex seed? In this way, Zhang Yu is probably just used as a cover. This Bai Zhenjin is the talent that the higher-ups are really planning to cultivate, right? Thinking of this, Deng Bingding became more and more admired for the foresight of the higher-ups. This move is hidden too deeply. If it weren't for Netherworld University's accidental hit, this time, could it be Netherworld University is also using Wang Yun's matter to make a fuss, but in fact, the target is not Zhang Yu, but to kill this Bai Zhenjin as soon as possible? Deng Bingding was unable to confirm in his heart, but he only felt that the Bai Zhenjin in front of him was becoming more and more important and mysterious. Compared to her, Zhang Yu seems like an ordinary student. However, their relationship seems to be very good at the moment. I should befriend both sides. Inside the training ground, Zhang Yu lay twisted on the ground, enduring the pain while straightening his broken limbs one by one. At this moment, a message came from his phone, sent by Deng Bingding. Zhen wants him to bring a message to me. By Zhen Yuzi, I'm fine. Study hard for the college entrance examination. I will find a way to find you when I get up there. Zhang Yu's heart was settled looking at the phone. Real person Xinghua's voice came, "Have you rested enough? How long are you going to lie down for?" Zhang Yu gritted his teeth and stood up. Let's continue. A month passed quickly. With the end of the college entrance examination, Jiang Yu and others also completed their 3 years of high school. On this day, on the flying boat heading towards the ascension platform, Zhang Yu looked at Songyang City, which was getting smaller and smaller under his feet. The past 3 years seemed to be constantly flashing through his mind. At this moment, Yu Xingyan's palm patted him on the shoulder and said, "Brother, what do you think about us entering Tianjin University after we go up? With Sister Zhen protecting us, will it be easier to get along?" Zhang Yu had also thought about this question. At this moment, he shook his head and said, "Forget it, the things taught at Tianjin University are not what you and I are good at. Going there will only hold a Zhen back." Zhang Yu knew that his current accumulation was all in preparation for the path of Wanfa University. Going to Tianjin would definitely slow down the efficiency of his strength improvement. He thought to himself, in this world, strength is the most important thing after all. What's the use of seeing a Zhen without enough strength? Without enough strength, you can't even protect yourself. La Mulin walked over and asked Zhang Yu, "Are you also choosing Wanfa University? Which department are you planning to enter?" Zhang Yu replied casually, "Civil Engineering Department." La Mulin was slightly surprised, Civil Engineering Department. At this moment, a scream came. Zhang Yu suddenly turned his head, and saw Zhang Wenwu being pressed to the ground by someone, and several people were kneeling on the black bear. "Boy, what did you hide in your butt? Are you smuggling contraband? Stop pinching." Zhang Wenwu said with a flushed face, "You are pinching the hemorrhoids that recurred 2 days ago." At the same time, a groan sounded in Zhang Yu's mind. "How long have I been asleep?" Hearing Fuji's voice in his mind, Zhang Yu was first startled, then delighted, thinking to himself, "You're finally awake." But Fuji seemed to hear Zhang Yu's thoughts directly, replying, "Yes, I'm awake. But it seems I've slept a bit too long." Zhang Yu was slightly stunned upon hearing this, then thought to himself, you can sense my thoughts? Fuji chuckled, saying, relax, it's not mind reading. It's just that I can now communicate with believers through their minds. Not only can my voice enter your mind, but the thoughts you want to convey to me can also be sensed by me. You won't need to type on your phone to communicate with me in public anymore. After all, my gains this time are not small, and I have recovered from a level 1 lesser evil god to a level 2 evil god. The 8 divisions also call this level of evil god a wandering evil shadow. Zhang Yu tried to transmit a voice in his mind, asking, why did you sleep for so long this time? Fuji said, wasn't it because the process of capturing my colleague last time was too rushed? I spent a lot of effort to catch him, and then fight with him for a long time, finally managing to defeat him with great difficulty. Then, I spent a long time digesting and recovering before waking up. But I finally recovered to the level of a level 2 evil god. Now I don't have to fall asleep at the drop of a hat to hide from the true gods anymore, and I don't have to worry about being discovered in most situations. Zhang Yu nodded slightly, then asked a key question, can you enhance my potential again? Fuji didn't speak, but Zhang Yu felt a strange power surge from the black pearl that Fuji had transformed into, flowing along his arm, shoulder, neck, and finally rushing into his sea of consciousness. In the next instant, Zhang Yu felt a slight pain in his palm. He opened his palm to look and saw a transparent symbol forming within it. Zhang Yu thought to himself, it's similar to the symbols that appeared when the feather book first appeared, and when I upgraded and opened the chain law diagram later, but it's even more complex now. However, this time, the transparent symbol didn't fill up quickly, like when the chain law diagram was upgraded last time. Instead, it was being filled with black bit by bit slowly. Zhang Yu estimated in his mind, it will probably take 3 or 4 days to completely fill it. I guess I'll be able to open a new page of the feather book at that time. After enhancing Zhang Yu's potential, Fuji then asked, what about Bai Zhenjun? I'll help her enhance it to speaking of which, why are you on a flying ship? Where are you going? So Zhang Yu told Fuji about what had happened, while she was asleep. Hearing that Bai Zhenjun had awakened the divine route, and was taken to Tianjin University, becoming a disciple of the 7 Emotions Divine Lord, Fuji was shocked. She thought to herself, Tianjin University, could it be that Ajahn is going to be refined into a divine root flying sword? Alas, I advised Zhang Yu to dig out the true spirit root for his own use long ago, but now someone has intercepted it, a definite investment failure. But it may not necessarily be a divine root flying sword. After all, her spiritual root can evolve. If I were an investor, I would definitely cultivate it to an immortal root before refining both the person and the root in an instant. Moreover, accepting a divine route disciple like this can also boost their reputation, and maybe other poor people with innate spiritual roots will follow suit. Damn it, it's even more of a loss when I think about it this way. Although Fuji was lamenting repeatedly in her heart, feeling that this time she had lost terribly, she didn't dare to say much about her speculations in front of Zhang Yu. After all, in her opinion, it would be useless even if Zhang Yu knew, and it would only affect his cultivation. Fortunately, when I analyzed the matter of Wang Yin destroying his foundation establishment cultivation with him last time, I only told him that the spiritual route would disconnect after foundation establishment, destroying the spiritual root, but I didn't tell him about the matter of cooking both the person and the route together. HMPH, Xing the Genren didn't say much either. It seems he also understands that this matter should not be discussed further. After the thoughts in her heart flashed through in an instant, Fuji smiled and said, good thing, a great thing. Ajahn has had a stroke of good luck, being favored by an ancient nascent soul monster, and her cultivation will definitely improve by leaps and bounds in the future. Zhang Yu, you must also hurry up and catch up. Otherwise, you won't be able to enter her circle in the future, and when you send congratulatory text messages during the New Year and holidays, she won't even reply to you. Zhang Yu curled his lips, thinking, Ajahn isn't that kind of person. And there's no need for us to send holiday greetings to each other. It's enough to say something if there's anything. Zhang Yu thought in his heart, on the first level, for safety reasons, Tianjin University doesn't allow anyone to contact Ajahn. But after reaching the second level, I should be able to contact her. After all, Ajahn also said that she would come to find me at that time. Just then, Zhang Wenwu's loud shout came from the front. How long are you going to hold me down? You're discriminating against demon descendants. The staff member pressing on him sneered, and the muscles on his body changed for a while, revealing a leopard print. Then he heard the other party say, discriminating against demon descendants. I am a demon descendant myself, how could I discriminate against demon descendants? Let me tell you, I discriminate against all of you first-level people. After saying that, he pointed to his own eyes and then to everyone present, warning, remember, I will be watching you all the time from now on. You better not have any crooked thoughts, otherwise, as long as you bring anything you shouldn't bring through customs, I will definitely catch you. Along with this commotion, Lemulin, Xiong, Song Hailong, and others around them, were all silently watching this scene. Some people passed the 10 grades exam, some passed the 36 upper schools exam, some passed the 72 lower schools exam, and some planned to enter junior colleges, all taking the flying ship to the ascension platform. But now, standing in front of the staff, they all had the same identity first-level people. Of course, except for soul cultivators like Zhao Tianxing, because he and the other soul cultivators were in the shipping container. Yu Xing'an, who was on the side, watched this scene, clenching his fists tightly, a hint of unwillingness appearing in his eyes. Zhang Yu patted him on the shoulder, comforting him, Hanzi, don't get excited. Didn't the old man say that? The people above look at the people below, as if they were beggars. We just need to endure it, work hard for a while above. When we endure until we can pretend to be second level, locals, well, enough, that people can't recognize us as first level people, we won't be discriminated against in the future. Yu Xing'an said, I know what you're saying. I'm not excited, I'm afraid. He touched his stomach and said, do you think I should take out all the synthetic food hidden in my rectum? You son of a bitch. Jiang Yu quickly moved several meters away from the other party, don't drag me down with you if you want to die. Didn't the master tell you the food carrying limit? Yu Xing'an said helplessly, didn't I want to bring more, save more after going up, and take a few more steps on the road to immortality in the future? Didn't you hear the master say that a cup of water above is worth more than many days of living expenses below? And I've hidden it in my rectum. Even if they find it, I'll just say I like to eat rice, and swallow it whole without unpacking. Yu Xing'an shook his head, still lacking confidence, forget it, I'll take it out and eat it now. Not long after Yu Xing'an left, Lemulin came over again, beckoning to Zhang Yu, are you going to eat? I heard that the food provided on the flying ship is all in the second level, catering style. Shall we try it together? Zhang Yu asked, is it expensive? Can I use first level currency? Lemulin said, I've been there. Although it's in the second level catering style, it uses first level ingredients, and accepts first level currency. Hearing this, Zhang Yu felt relieved, and followed Lemulin to the flying ship's restaurant, but he felt a little stunned when he looked at the menu. Gin on double pie medicine 3 strengths looking up at the needle. Even Zhang Yu, who had eaten many Kongshu famous dishes, was a little shocked at this moment. These are all medicines, where are the dishes? Just then, Li Zulian walked to their side and sat down, casually saying, the food industry on the second, third, and fourth floors has long been squeezed out by the pharmaceutical industry, and most people eat medicine. Only rich people are willing to eat vegetables. Oases don't sell much food here. After all, most people eat to quickly replenish physical strength, energy, mana, and nutrition, and improve concentration and excitement to complete work and studies. The poor at most eat some cement to suppress excessive digestion. Lemulin nodded upon hearing this. Compared to ordinary food, medicine has no competitiveness and is naturally eliminated. Li Zulian smiled slightly upon hearing this, glanced at her. I heard that you are going to apply for pharmacology at Wantho University. It seems that you have already studied the situation on the second floor. That's right, your La family also has seniors on the second floor. Fuji asked in surprise, is Li Zulian going to the second floor with you? Zhang Yu explained to Fuji in his mind, it seems that Li Zulian originally had a job above. She took the initiative to apply to go to the first floor in order to accompany Xinghe Zhenren to cultivate disciples. Fuji thought, it seems that Li Zulian is doing well, she can arrange herself up and down like this. Or is it that Xinghe Zhenren ultimately left some connections and influence, all of which she inherited? Li Zulian asked Zhang Yu, where's that kid Yu Xing'an? Why can't I find him? Zhang Yu said helplessly, he went to the toilet. Just then, a voice came from the flying ship's broadcast, announcing that they would soon arrive at the Ascension platform and would begin processing customs registration, currency exchange, and other services. Zhang Yu and Lemulin quickly ate their meals and followed Li Zulian to the designated location to start queuing, and together they got off the flying ship and arrived at the ascension platform. The ascension platform was a huge palace floating in the clouds. When they stepped into it, they were already considered to have entered the range of the second floor. Next, after completing the procedures, everyone would continue to take different flying ships to different cities on the second floor, according to their different destinations. Listening to Nova. Next, Zhang Yu first exchanged currency and saw that in addition to spirit coins, there were also jade nectar coins, white cloud coins, heavenly law coins, 7 emotions coins. Various currencies. What are these currencies? Fortunately, Li Zulian was there, a person with rich experience, and Zhang Yu would certainly not waste the opportunity to ask. Hearing Zhang Yu's question, Li Zulian said, "My father has already told you about the essence of spirit coins, right?" Zhang Yu nodded. He knew that so-called spirit coins were a type of currency that combined mana with spiritual energy and was incorporated into the spirit world network. Only cultivators above the transformation god realm, with the assistance of righteous gods, could use great mana to refine such currency. Each spirit coin corresponds to a share of mana and spiritual energy, essentially anchoring a unit of energy. And all spirit coins exist in essence within the spirit world network, corresponding to a piece of information in the spirit world network, and daily transactions are conducted directly through the network for transfers and remittances. Zhang Yu thought to himself, so-called spirit coins are a kind of network currency that can only be refined jointly by high-level cultivators and righteous gods, anchoring the basic energy of Qingshu. Using this thing daily is a bit like the digital currency of Earth in my previous life, but it has actual value in itself. Although ordinary people cannot refine spirit coins, they can lend their own mana through the spirit world network and ultimately receive some spirit coin income. A memory flashed through Zhang Yu's mind, and Li Zulian in front of him replied, "Spirit coins are the most widely used currency. But some powerhouses above the transformation god realm will also create their own currencies for special transactions or for investment and financing activities. Look at this 7 emotions coin, which was created by Zhenjun's teacher, the 7 emotions divine lord. Its value has soared more than tenfold since it was issued. That jade nectar coin was issued by the Jade Nectar Divine Lord of Joyful Union University, and its value has fallen to less than 1% of its original value. In short, the water here is very deep. It's good to understand it a little. Usually, you only need to deal with spirit coins." Zhang Yu exchanged the more than 50 million first layer currency in his account for 5 spirit coins, according to the exchange limit. In addition to the more than 50 million prepared in advance, he bought various supplies with all the remaining cash on the first layer and put them in his suitcase. Looking at the first layer account, which was now empty and only had a few $1,000s left, Zhang Yu felt a little emotional. After exchanging the currency, the next step was a series of tedious but necessary procedures. In addition to registering information, there was also opening a bank account, communication account, and network account on the second layer. And many of these items cost money. Fortunately, Jiang Yu had just exchanged 5 spirit coins. Li Zulian reminded him from the side, "Remember to increase the data plan, check the post-paid option. It's troublesome if the internet is disconnected on the second layer." The communication account was 0.003 spirit coins per month. The network data plan was chosen at 0.005 spirit coins per month. The transportation access was charged 0.001 spirit coins, and there was also an annual medical insurance fee of 0.05. Although Zhang Yu's self-healing ability was extremely strong now, real person Xinghe had reminded him that this self-healing ability only allowed him to spend less on medical insurance and reduce the annual medical insurance cost, not buy medical insurance. In the blink of an eye, Zhang Yu saw the 5 spirit coins in his account turn into 4.9 for 1 spirit coins. Zhang Yu cursed in his heart, "Isn't this equivalent to hundreds of thousands of first layer currency? It's gone just like that?" Li Zulian looked at Zhang Yu's distressed expression and reminded him, "Don't keep converting when you come to the second layer. Earning spirit coins and spending spirit coins, the purchasing power and average income on both sides are inherently different. There's no point in converting back and forth." As various registration tasks were completed, everyone boarded different airships from the Ascension platform. Qian Shen waved to Zhang Yu, "We're leaving. Study hard at the Myriad Dharma University." Zhang Wenwu said, "Farewell." After saying goodbye to everyone one by one, Jiang Yu and Yu Xing'an and others boarded the airship heading to Myriad Dharma University. About 10 minutes later, the airship crashed into a cloud of mist, and an announcement came from the broadcast that they were about to arrive at the second layer campus of Myriad Dharma University. The next moment, Zhang Yu only felt his body pass through a thin layer of something. As the clouds and mist around the airship dissipated, the scene in front of him had changed to another world. Kongshu second layer. Looking at the endless mountains, rivers, and lush forests, Jiang Yu exclaimed, "The ecological environment of the second layer is very good." Hearing Zhang Yu's exclamation, Li Zulian drew a large circle towards the jungle below, and then said, "These are all private property, and have nothing to do with us. We can't enter either." That. Li Zulian pointed to a giant building standing in the mountains in the distance, and said, "That building is where we are going." The second layer campus of Myriad Dharma University, each layer is 10 square kilometers. After hundreds of urban renovations, there are currently 666 layers. Inside, in addition to teachers, students, and related service personnel and citizens, there are probably more than 10 million people. Fuji smiled and said, "Each layer is 10 square kilometers, and 666 layers add up to 6,660 square kilometers. It sounds about the same as the area of a large city on the first layer. But this kind of vertical city is squeezed into a vertical space that is more than 3 kilometers long and wide. Each layer is 10 meters high, and the short ones are 2 or 3 meters high. Inside, except for reinforced concrete, there are almost no plants or animals. Most areas do not see sunlight. Some native people inside may have never seen a natural environment in their lives. It's just to save space to the greatest extent and protect the private property outside. But this is all a good thing, Jiang Yu. This university town is built layer by layer, and urban renovation is carried out year by year. The civil engineering department is thriving, and you will have plenty of work to do in the future." Zhang Yu curled his lip and retorted in his heart, "Otherwise, why would real person Xinghe have me apply for the civil engineering department? Although it will be a bit tough, it really can make money. Before switching to the weapon refinement major, I'll just marry myself to the construction site first." Just then, Li Zulian gave another instruction. "Oh right, remember to activate your I-Part Dharma artifact. After entering the second layer and connecting to the spirit realm network, you can use the I-Part Dharma artifact for anything you need. It's much more convenient than a phone." Zhang Yu narrowed his right eye slightly, and the time residue demon eye had already begun connecting to the spirit realm network. As he entered his newly registered account and password, in the next instant the entire world underwent earth-shattering changes. First, huge loan advertisements filled his vision. These were full-screen ads. Then, as Zhang Yu shook his head and adjusted his vision, the scene in front of him switched to a shopping website. "We think you'll like black, silk, dharma, artifacts." These were move a little ads. When Zhang Yu subconsciously closed his eyes, an option to block advertisements appeared on his retina, priced at 0.001 spirit coins per month. These were close your eyes ads. Spirit coins 0.001. Looking at the refreshing view that had returned, Zhang Yu finally breathed a sigh of relief. Damn it, this Dharma artifact is almost worse than not installing it. But in the next moment, he changed his mind, because he discovered that outside the airship, there were dense warning banners of various private properties and no entry signs. The forest, which had originally seemed so natural, was divided into one closed area after another by various warning banners and dense lines of light. Li Zulian said from the side, "See, the second layer is like this jungle. There are many invisible lines, and once you cross them, you will be struck by lightning. But if you can't even see the lines, then you won't even know how you died. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about these things while riding the airship, but as soon as you get off the airship, even the poorest students usually have to mortgage their eyes and install a Dharma artifact for themselves first." Just then, Yu Xing'an beside him asked, in confusion, "Do the warnings here all like to use black and white? Is that the style of the second layer?" Li Zulian and Zhang Yu looked at him strangely. After a moment, Yu Xing'an angrily said, "Damn it, are you trying to scam me? This second-hand I-Part Dharma artifact can only see in black and white. The performance is too bad, right?" Li Zulian patted Yu Xing'an and Zhang Yu on the shoulders. "Pack your luggage, we'll be there soon." After safely delivering you to Myriad Dharma University, I can go do some things of my own too. Just as Xiong Yu returned to his seat and started packing his luggage, he saw a message appear on his retina, by Zhenjin, the possessor of a god-level spiritual route from Heavenly Sword University, disciple of the Seven Emotions Divine Lord, and a Foundation Establishment cultivator, is requesting to add you as a friend. Zhen, so this guy can communicate as soon as he gets to the second layer. Xiong Yu smiled and clicked accept. In the next moment, a request for a projection communication came over. Xiong Yu's finger swiped through the air, across the accept button that appeared on his retina, and immediately a tall, slender figure appeared in front of him. Bai Zhenjian's figure appeared in front of Xiong Yu. Yuzi, you've finally come. Before Xiong Yu could ask anything, Bai Zhenjian said again, they gave me living expenses, I'll transfer some to you. Hurry up and accept it, ask me again if it's not enough later. Alas, the transfer limit is only 5 spirit coins, accepted first. The other party has transferred 5 spirit coins to you. Seeing this notification, Xiong Yu was slightly stunned. Thousands of words eventually converged into one sentence. Ajin, you must listen carefully to the Divine Lord's words at Heavenly Sword University. 5 spirit coin transfer received. Bai Zhenjian rolled her eyes and said, can I not listen? She's my own mother now. The so-called extreme emotion sword now, is to enter the sword with emotion. Only by being extreme in emotion can one be extreme in the sword. So I decided to integrate my reverence for the 7 emotions Divine Lord into the extreme emotion sword now, all to repay the Divine Lord for her kindness to me. She raised her hand and swore, if there is a need, I don't mind dying for her. Watching this scene, Xiong Yu thought to himself, she's sucking up so much, could the 7 emotions Divine Lord be watching her right now? Bai Zhenjian continued. Yuzi, long story short, I have to go to class again soon, and I'll be very busy next. If you have anything, just leave me a message. As long as I earn spirit coins here, I'll try to transfer more to you. Also, remember to send me the address when you get there, and I'll send you some good stuff. Listening to what Bai Zhenjian said, Xiong Yu felt warm in his heart, and felt that this daughter was not raised in vain. Bai Zhenjian patted her chest, and said, don't worry, son, your old mom is doing great now, mom will take care of you from now on. Saying that, she opened her arms and smiled, come, son, give mom a hug. Xiong Yu opened his arms and hugged Bai Zhenjian's projection. You must take care of yourself. Bai Zhenjian nodded and said, don't worry, I can take care of myself. When I have the chance, I'll come to Myriad Dharma University to find you. Spend the money I gave you without worry. I have more opportunities to earn money here than you, and I'll try to find a chance to send it to you every month, in the future. Xiong Yu felt that something was strange when he heard this, as if he was living off a sugar mama. Alas, how can the support of a good brother be called being a kept man? At the same time, accompanied by the hug, Xiong Yu felt Bai Zhenjian's soft body. He thought this immortal technology is really terrifying, the projection can actually have tactile sensation. But in the next moment, Xiong Yu saw Lemulin's confused face under Bai Zhenjian's projection, and immediately knew that he had hugged Lemulin, who was covered by Bai Zhenjian's projection. Lemulin asked in confusion, Xiong Yu? Xiong Yu suddenly let go of his hands, and backed away. Bai Zhenjian asked in confusion, Yuzi, what's wrong with you? No, it's nothing. Xiong Yu was slightly stunned, looked at Bai Zhenjian, and said somewhat awkwardly, it's just that I was a little excited to see you. Although FG couldn't see the projection on Xiong Yu's retina, she could hear Xiong Yu talking to Bai Zhenjian, and see him hugging Lemulin. Talking to Bai Zhenjian, while hugging Lemulin. This kid. He really has some aptitude for the Joyous Union sect. Maybe I should have advised him to apply to Joyous Union University back then. That way, he could cultivate the Joyous Union path and drain Bai Zhenjian dry. That would also be a path to the heavens. FG shook her head inwardly. Alas, there's no point in thinking about it now. Bai Zhenjian is about to be served on someone else's plate. Xiong Yu should just honestly work on the construction site. At the same time, Bai Zhenjian turned her head to the side, as if listening to someone else, and then said, Yuzi, let's talk until here today, I have to go to class. Xiong Yu nodded, go ahead, by the way, if you have time, contact me every day. Bai Zhenjian's heart stirred, knowing that Xiong Yu was ultimately worried about her being alone, and wanted to talk to her every day, to confirm her condition. It's good that you have filial piety. I can probably rest for a while at 2 a.m. every day, I will contact you then. With that, Bai Zhenjian smiled brightly and waved goodbye to Xiong Yu. I'm leaving. With a swoosh, Bai Zhenjin's projection disappeared, and Lemulin appeared in front of Jiang Yu. Looking at Lemulin's questioning face, Jiang Yu tapped his fingers rapidly in his mind, swiping across the buttons projected in the air, and began to adjust the settings of the time remnant demonic eye. Seriously, why is this projection so realistic? I have to increase the transparency of the projection by 50%, otherwise, I won't be able to tell what's real from what's fake. Just as Jiang Yu was setting up his eye's Dharma body, Lemulin asked curiously, Jiang Yu, were you talking to someone just now? Yeah. Jiang Yu smiled awkwardly and explained, I was contacting a Jin just now. Lemulin, so, just now, Bai Zhenjin's projection shone on me, and you mistook me for her. No. Were you hugging me while you were hugging her? Jiang Yu felt even stranger after hearing this, but it seemed that what she said was all true, so he could only nod, yeah. Upon receiving Jiang Yu's affirmative answer, Lemulin felt a surge of emotion in her heart. An emotion she had never experienced before. This emotion was so unfamiliar that she couldn't understand what was happening to her at first, and she just thought in her heart, Jiang Yu and Bai Zhenjin's relationship is really good. Former high school friends, even if one of them has become a disciple of the Seven Emotions Divine Lord, their relationship hasn't changed. They added each other as friends as soon as they reached the second level, and they even hug each other through the spirit realm network. And when she mentioned Bai Zhenjin, Lemulin couldn't help but feel a sense of admiration. The first time she met Bai Zhenjin, she was the heiress of a wealthy family in Songyang City, a noble lady, while Bai Zhenjin was just a poor ghost with a mountain of debt. But 3 years later, now that they have entered university, Bai Zhenjin has become a disciple of the Divine Lord, a holder of a divine spiritual root, a noble lady of the heavenly sword, and established her foundation in high school. And she, Lemulin, is now just a key refining university student from a small place. Whether it's background, wealth, cultivation, or grades, she now needs to look up to the other party. This transformation between having money and not having money, between being poor and being rich, made Lemulin deeply feel that the so-called poverty and wealth are never absolute. Looking at Lemulin, who was lost in thought, Jiang Yu asked, do you have something to ask me? Lemulin came back to her senses and said, we're about to disembark. I'm here to ask you for your spirit realm account so I can add you as a friend. After all, after arriving at Myriad Dharma University, we'll be in different departments, and you're in the foundation establishment class. If we don't add each other as friends, it will probably be difficult to contact each other. So the two added each other as friends and prepared to line up to disembark. On the way, a line of messages appeared on Jiang Yu's retina again. Zhao Tianxing from Fengdu Vocational and Technical College is requesting to add you as a friend. Accepted. Zhao Tianxing Jiang Yu, I've already registered and moved into the Ghost King banner of Fengdu. Zhao Tianxing, I added a group. They are all from our Songyang city, you also join it. The other party invited you to join the group Chat Happy Songyang people. Jiang Yu went in and saw that not only were Zhao Tianxing, Qi Shen, and Zhang Wenwo, whom he had added as friends, were there, but also a bunch of Songyang city graduates he was familiar with or not familiar with. Chu Qiu from Vajra University. Newcomers, remember to change your name, university name, real name. Those who don't change their name will be kicked out after 24 hours. Chu Qiu. Did he get into Vajra University? Jiang Yu still remembered that the other party was one of the opponents he had defeated in the martial arts competition. Later, the other party seemed to have been lying on a stretcher until the end of the competition. But thinking about it, it's reasonable for the other party, as a frequent top 10 in various competitions in Songyang City, to get into the top 10 universities. Then Jiang Yu changed his nickname in the group to Jiang Yu of Myriad Dharma University. After a while, the group suddenly became lively. Li Jingchen of Myriad Dharma University, fireworks, welcome, junior, to the group applause. Mo Tianyi of Fengdu University, welcome, big brother Zhang Yu. Chu Qiu of Vajra University, welcome, big brother Zhang Yu. Zhong Wenwu of Heavenly Demon University, welcome, big brother Zhang Yu. Hu Yurtao of Heavenly Demon University, welcome, big brother Zhang Yu. Liang Tianji of Joyous Union University, welcome, big brother Zhang Yu. Seeing Liang Tianji's name, a strange look appeared on Zhang Yu's face. This guy Liang Tianji is quite good at choosing schools. Blue Ridge of Mountains and Rivers University, Old Jew. Let's welcome the big shot together at Chechen of Team High University. Zhang Yu thought, these two guys are actually in this group too? And Chechen. It seems that the great changes in the Zhu family haven't affected him since he's already at university. Or have they? But he didn't collude with any evil gods, so he was spared. At the same time, Zhu Shechen's avatar had unknowingly turned gray. After exchanging pleasantries with everyone in the group, they invited Yu Xing'an over at Zhang Yu's request. The group instantly erupted in flattery again, but this time it was mainly graduates from White Dragon High School. While casually scanning the group chat, Zhang Yu, Le Mulin, Yu Xing'an, and Li Zulian lined up and gradually walked off the airship. At this moment, the airship was docked at the airport, inside the university city. After passing through customs and exiting the airport gate, they truly entered the university city of Myriad, Dharma, University. This was the 600th level of the university city, with a floor height of about 10 meters. The streets were narrowed, and various buildings were squeezed together on both sides. There were no roads for vehicles, and most of the people coming and going were moving quickly. At the same time, Zhang Yu's eyes saw two worlds simultaneously. In his left eye, the original flesh eye, the city in front of him was wrapped in reinforced concrete, and the whole world seemed to be composed of only gray and white, revealing a deathly silence. In Zhang Yu's right eye, the law bone, the whole world was colorful, and there were signs, advertisements, and slogans projected from the spirit network everywhere. The merchants on both sides of the street seemed extremely noisy. Countless commodities such as potions, textbooks, and law bones couldn't wait to rush out of the store and crash into the eyes of passersby. And every pedestrian had various titles above their heads, and their bodies, clothes, backs, and other positions flashed with colorful special effects. In addition, Zhang Yu could also see huge road signs floating in the air, marking the direction of different areas and floors. Notifications of the approach of a certain foundation establishment cultivator would appear on the retina from time to time, forcing Zhang Yu to choose to ignore notifications from foundation establishment, cultivators, and highlight notifications from core, formation, and above. At the same time, Yu Xing'an covered his eyes and said, "Damn. It's so laggy. The whole world is stuttering. Let's go quickly, it's too laggy here for me." Li Zulian rolled her eyes and slapped Yu Xing'an on the back of the head, saying, "You little brat. How much money did you swallow? Buying such a broken second-hand product? Find a chance to replace it quickly." As she spoke, Zhang Yu and the others followed Li Zulian forward and arrived at the place marked as the Yuan magnetic channel. This Yuan magnetic channel was like a huge pipe, connecting the different floors of the university city. Zhang Yu watched as pedestrians walked on the road, 1 second, and walked up the wall, along the channel the next, then walked to the upper, or lower floor. Li Zulian reminded, there is an enhanced electromagnetic field in the Yuan magnetic channel. Transform your lightning mana, and you can walk freely along the walls of the channel. By the way, you all have monthly transportation passes, right? Otherwise, you won't be able to use the Yuan magnetic channel. Transforming special mana was something Zhang Yu had started learning in his first year of high school. Listening to Li Zulian's reminder, he, Yu Xing'an, and Le Mulin slightly transformed their mana. As soon as they stepped into the Yuan magnetic channel, they felt a force dragging their bodies, heavily sucking them onto the wall of the channel. Or rather, at this moment, the original wall became the ground under their feet. At first, Zhang Yu could still feel that he was walking on the wall, but after walking for a while, especially seeing various shops, vending machines, and advertisements on both sides of the channel, he gradually felt that there was not much difference from walking normally on the road. Li Zulian casually said, although this university city has a total area of more than 6,600 square kilometers on all 666 floors, they are all concentrated in this three-dimensional space of the university city, which is no more than 10 kilometers up and down and more than 3 kilometers long and wide. The high application of three-dimensional space means that the linear distance between various locations here is actually very close. Cultivators rely on their own high speed to move back and forth in the Yuan magnetic channel, which is the most flexible and fastest method. Of course, in addition to the Yuan magnetic channel, there is also the central anti-gravity channel, which can reach each floor more quickly, but that requires additional transportation fees, so it is generally not used unless it is urgent. I'll take you there for the first time. When you go by yourselves in the future, remember to make good use of the navigation. And with continuous changes in the Yuan magnetic channel several times, Zhang Yu was walking. sometimes upside down, sometimes head down, sometimes head and feet parallel. In addition, there was no sky or earth as a reference in this university city. Zhang Yu was walking in it. Unknowingly, he felt that space and gravity were constantly reversed and disordered, making it difficult for him to distinguish which side was the direction of the sky, and which side was the direction of the earth. And looking at the countless cultivators going up and down in this complex channel, Zhang Yu felt like he was seeing a huge beehive. After a high-speed movement, Zhang Yu finally arrived at his destination.